Hi guys, my name is Valerie and I'm a real Prague guide. And today we're gonna do something really exciting. We're gonna explore the Royal Way, the place that attracts the tourists and scares away the locals. But let's start with some basics. Where is it located? Because you won't find it on a map. Royal Way is the road that starts from the Powder Tower, goes straight through Celetna Street, Old Town Square, Little Square, Karlova Street, Charles Bridge, Malostranska Square, Nerudova, and up to the Prague Castle, where in St. Vitus Cathedral the king coronation would take place. Nowadays, Royal Way is the most touristy road in Prague, which conveniently includes most of Prague's iconic sites. But unfortunately, because of that convenience, Royal Way attracted a lot of things that have very little to do with Prague or Czech Republic and can be an ill representation of what the city and its culture are really like. But when the tradition of the Royal Way was created for the first time by Charles IV, I know, this guy again, right? It was just a road that future monarchs would take from the Powder Tower up to the Prague Castle to be crowned in the St. Vitus Cathedral. The last coronation that the Royal Way saw happened in 1836, and the only echo of this old tradition is perhaps the presidential inauguration, when the president is obliged to go to the St. Vitus Cathedral to view the crown jewels and the crown of St. Wenceslas. I mean, it sounds kind of lazy in comparison to the walk that the kings used to do, but even the inaugurations can be fun. I mean, the 2013 one was fun for sure. Now you know what is the Royal Way, and it's time to explore it. Because of our job, we do have to come here quite a lot, but we almost never actually take the real Royal Way. We prefer the side streets, they're not so busy. Also, we have to warn our tourists about some things that you will find to be sold here. They sometimes don't have the nicest prices, but let's have a look. Maybe they changed them and now it's better. What kind of satisfaction is Mr. Churros talking about? Looks very happy. Well, everything looks the same. Trdovnik is still 150 grams. There's still magnets everywhere. Fake absinthe and garnet. For someone who visits Prague for the first time, Royal Way can create a confusing impression of the city. Some of the shops and restaurants you can find here have no connection to Czech culture or history. It doesn't mean they're bad and you shouldn't go there. By all means, if you like Thai massage, go for it. But it's not authentic Czech place. And we cannot argue that Belgian Chocolate Museum, Arcade, or this handmade song things, not sure how to call them, have no connection to Czech Republic or Prague. Even Trdelník has more claims for being part of Czech culture than some of these businesses. So how to find out whether a place is good or bad? My answer won't surprise you. Just take a look at the reviews on Google Maps. If you see that the place has more than 4 stars and the bad reviews only complain about the rude service, you're good to go. There's something else though to appreciate about the Royal Way. As soon as you step away from it, you discover real Prague. You find yourself in quiet, winding streets of Prague historical city center. But let's talk about the Royal Way in its history that you won't find in regular history books. In 17th century, Prague became the capital of alchemy and esoterics, with astrologers, alchemists, artists coming here from all around Europe, attracted by the freedom that the city and the king, Rudolf II, provided. And the Royal Way is the reflection of that. Every step you take on the Royal Way tells you of mysterious transmutations alchemists tried to achieve in their laboratories and their spiritual journeys on the way to enlightenment. Walking through the Royal Way, you will meet interesting figures and symbols, the meaning of which is half lost in the dust of time. Like the House of the Black Madonna. Why is it Black Madonna, actually? Have you thought about it? Well, some people say that it is a symbol of Egyptian goddess Isis, who was portrayed in a similar way. Her cult was very popular around medieval Europe, and we can find at least 500 Black Madonnas all over the continent. The Black Madonna cult was spread by the Knights Templar, who, very conveniently, used to be located right here. The church where one of the richest orders of medieval Europe was located is now barely recognizable, and nothing can remind us of its mysterious past. When you walk through the Royal Way, you will find hundreds of house signs. House signs accompany us all the way up to the Prague Castle. One symbol you will encounter a lot is the sun. In fact, our whole journey on the Royal Way, we are following the sun as it rises behind the Powder Tower and sets behind the Prague Castle. And in this forest of house signs, we find this one, the House of Two Suns. Why two? Perhaps it symbolizes the choice that you are about to make. Go up to the Prague Castle or continue up this street to Strahov Monastery to finally reach the Evening Star. Quite literally, the Star Palace in the quiet Břevnov neighborhood. Another interesting symbol can be found on the House of the Minute, where the Virgin is gushing her breast milk, the image drawn from the myth about goddess Hera, who by doing that created the Milky Way. The last mystery we have to solve is in the name. According to the legend, Prague was founded by Princess Libuše, who started building a new city on a threshold of a house. Prague sounds a lot like threshold in Czech, Prah. So maybe Prague is a threshold between two worlds, the materialistic world that we can see and the one which is hidden from us.